Hey everybody, it's Anya Keister and I am here with a video. So let's make some pumpkin muffins. Alright, so for today we're going to be using a mix. This is the Trader Joe's gluten-free pumpkin bread and muffin baking mix, but we are going to do it not only gluten-free but also vegan, because I'm vegan and I want to be able to eat my muffins. So let's take some time to look at the ingredients, and we're gonna start the oven first. So we're gonna go to the oven here, we're gonna press some buttons, beep, 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 boop, 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 and we are gonna go up to 400 degrees. All right, so while that oven is preheating, let's start making these muffins. So for this, I'm gonna be using my stand mixer here. I have it on the batter attachment here. Great for mixing. Oop, hit that thing there. And we're gonna start by just opening up this batter mixture. It's gonna take a little bit. I'm being professional, so I'm gonna use scissors to cut it. But we are basically going to just cut open this box here and throw that mix right in there. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Whoop, the bag's coming out. Okay, I'm just gonna take that too. And emptied. Now luckily with the stand mixer and with the ingredients here, we're basically just gonna mix this all together at once. So we got the dry ingredients in there. Now next, we're going to do half a cup. Ooh, in focus. There we go. We're going to do half a cup of oil. Now you can choose whichever oil you want. I'm gonna do vegetable oil because I feel like olive oil can sometimes give a little bit of a weird taste to it, and I find veggie to be quite pleasing in my baked goods. So we're just gonna pour out that half cup of oil. Oops, spill a little bit. And get it right into the mixing bowl. Okay. Now, the next item that we're gonna do here is going to be 1 cup. Let's get it in focus. And there we go. All right. 1 cup of water. So just gonna pour it right in there. See, this time I learned pouring it over top of the mixer means less spillage. Now, if you look on the ingredients, we got our 1 cup water, half cup oil, 2 large eggs. Oh man, eggs aren't vegan. What are we gonna do? Well, we are going to use applesauce. That's right, folks. The little cups that applesauce comes in equals exactly 1 egg. So now a thing to know when using applesauce as an egg replacer is that for things that rise a lot, such as cakes or any kind of like light, fluffy baked good, applesauce might not be your best choice. You're going to want to go with something that's like an egg replacer or a little bit more lightweight and binding. But since these are muffins and muffins are kind of ooey gooey like that, we're just going to use this applesauce right here. So I've put my 1 egg, quote, 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 in. Now let's get the second one in there. Second egg, all right. I'm using a sugar-free applesauce that already has cinnamon in it, so that's kind of adding to this pumpkin delicious fall tasting muffin mixture that we got going on. But you can use any applesauce or just measure it out using a cup or a half cup for yours. Now we're going to get this in the mixer. Open it up, insert it in. Lock that into place. There we go. And mix, mix, mix. So we can basically just let this set for a while as it mixes. And while we're going to do that, we are going to work on a little extra. Now this isn't in the ingredients. I decided to add these for some extra protein and crunch, and because it's fall and I wanted them. So let's throw in some nuts. All right, now whenever you're baking with nuts, you want to roast them first because it's going to kind of bring out their flavor. Add a little something to that flavor profile. And you're just gonna put those in the oven while it's preheating. So while that oven is preheating and we're toasting those nuts, we are going to prepare the pan. I'm using just like a canola oil spray here. I'm just spraying over top of all of it here. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of this flour and we're just gonna sprinkle that right on top. You don't have to be too exact with this because we're gonna shake off all of that extra flour. Basically, you want to just make sure you're getting it in each of the little cups there. Sprinkle some right inside. I know that seems like a lot of extra flour, but like I said, we're gonna get rid of that extra. And I'm gonna do this by just kind of shaking it around and coating the bottoms and coating the sides. If you see that any of them aren't getting as much coating as you need, just, you know, throw a little bit extra flour in there. No problemos. And once again, just kind of smack that around. Coat it. You can turn it on its side so you're also getting the sides floured. This wasn't part of the ingredients, but whenever I'm doing a baked good, I like to do this because that extra flour coating is going to help prevent it from sticking. A lot of the vegan baked goods when using applesauce tend to get a little extra kind of moisture going on because of the applesauce. So, you know, having that extra flour on the pan, even if it's a non-stick pan, is going to help relieve some of that and prevent it from sticking in there. Now I'm just wiping off that extra oil and flour. So it's just less cleanup later when I have to wash this pan. Just doing a nice thorough sweep there. Yes, get that extra oil. Nice and tidy. Okay, so we have our flour pan. Ooh, so beautiful. Great job, great job. So now let's fill in that batter in this pan. Oh man! The nuts! See, while we're doing that, we let our nuts get nice and toasty there. We're just gonna set those aside, and we're gonna throw those on top later. Yeah, smells good. Okay, so now let's go ahead and start to fill that muffin pan. You know, just gonna scrape off this extra stuff. If you're one of the people who grew up licking batter off mixing like I did, you know, you can set it aside or save it for a little treat while they're baking. a little amuse-bouche for your upcoming muffins. Okay, I'm just shaking it off. And then we're just gonna come back and we're just gonna fill it in. I believe the recipe directions said fill a quarter. I'm just gonna basically fill until I run out of batter. You know, I don't mind a nice little overflowing muffin. Using the applesauce and making it kind of vegan, they tend to not be as full as a muffin that's filled with egg, because the egg expands. Think about if you've ever like microwaved an egg in a mug, how it gets so much bigger. The applesauce doesn't do that. So it's kind of okay sometimes to go a little bit higher than the recipe would call for, because the applesauce in these isn't gonna make them too big and overflowing. Plus also, you know, an overflowing muffin ain't bad. I'm all up for that big muffin top going on. Okay, so now I'm just getting that little bit of extra batter that's there. Don't want to waste any of it. Paid that good Trader Joe's money for it. Okay, and just filling in where we can. And then just to kind of even and flatten everything out, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna kind of lightly shake the pan. This is just a technique for kind of flattening the batter, making sure you're getting out of like any extra air bubbles that may be in there. And it's especially good with cakes if you're doing like a layer cake. There we go. Shake, 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 shake. Flatten them out. Nice little jiggle when we speed up this footage like this. Okay. And just a little bit extra in there. And then we are ready to get these babies in the oven. Oh man! We almost forgot the nuts. Again. So now I'm just gonna sprinkle those nuts on top. You could have worked them in the batter. I like them on top just as a little bit of extra kind of look, some aesthetic, if you will. But it's fine to mix them in if that's what you prefer. I'm gonna once again do this little shaking technique, and that's just to kind of even them out and make sure that the nuts are sticking as much as possible, so that they don't just fall off when they bake. We're gonna lose a lot of them anyway, but you know, might as well get them in while we can. Okay, whoa. A little first person footage here as we're putting these in the oven. The oven has preheated at this point, and we are gonna set a timer for 20 minutes. Now the box said 20 to 22 minutes. Like I said before, because these have a little bit of that extra moisture to the applesauce, I ended up baking mine for about 25 minutes. So check your own oven, check what you need to. They'll always vary a little bit. You just want to make sure that they're cooked all the way through. Also, if they're cooked, they're just going to come out easier. You're going to check this by taking a little toothpick here and inserting it into the baked good. If it comes out completely clean, and by that I mean there's nothing sticking to it, you're all good. Okay, you're going to let these then cool for about 10 minutes. I know you're going to want to take them out and eat them right away. If you do, your muffins are going to rip. They're going to tear apart. They're not going to come out. So to do this, I'm going to just put a towel over top and do a quick flip. And beautiful, look at that, all coming out. If they don't come out, you just turn them back over and you can kind of either let it cool a little bit longer, put in the oven a little bit more, or, you know, use a little knife and cut them out. But these are good and ready to be enjoyed. So thanks for watching this video. This is part of my October series. Subscribe if you want to see more about what I'm doing. Okay, bye everybody.